Most people waste years of their lives at the gym. They buy expensive memberships, follow complicated training plans, purchase supplements, and in the end, they look like someone who spent years at the gym, not like someone who is truly strong. Meanwhile, you look at the Shaolin monks, men who have been training in remote temples for over 1,000 years. No dumbbells, no machines, no gym membership, no protein shake at 7 in the morning. Yet they build a kind of strength and physique that most gym goers will never achieve after 10 years of training. Not just looks, real functional, indestructible strength. That stuck with me. So I stopped training like everyone else and started doing research. I read, experimented, cursed, started over. What I found completely turned my understanding of training upside down. The Shaolin monks rely on 6 exercises, just 6. And these 6 have allowed me to replace my entire workout. No more gym, no equipment, and honestly, my body feels better than it ever has in my life. One of these exercises looks like complete meditation at first glance. It's the only one that literally trains from the inside out. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these 6 movements work better than an entire gym full of equipment. Let me start with the king of all exercises. Exercise 1 is the Shaolin handstand push-up. This is not simply a shoulder exercise. It is the absolute foundation of Shaolin upper body strength. In the traditional training of young monks, this movement comes first, before anyone learns a single kick or strike. According to Shaolin logic, anyone who cannot control a handstand push-up has no real shoulder and arm control, period. Get into a handstand against a wall, hands flat on the floor, feet braced against the wall, body completely inverted. Now slowly bend your arms and lower your head toward the floor. Then press yourself back up. Simple and brutal and effective. Why is this so much better than a regular shoulder press? With a normal shoulder press, you sit or stand and push a weight from bottom to top. With the handstand push-up, you are inverted. You push from above. Same basic idea, completely different angle. The upper deltoid head, the front of the shoulders, the triceps, everything hits an overload that a normal press can never produce. Here's the detail most people miss. Your core works every single second, not because you're doing crunches, but because your entire trunk must constantly stabilize. In a single movement, you train shoulders, triceps, upper chest, and the entire core. It literally replaces a complete shoulder and chest day. Perform this 3 times per week, 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps. As it gets easier, gradually walk your feet down the wall until one day you no longer need the wall. Your upper body strength transforms without a single dumbbell. Exercise 2 sounds even simpler, and I promise you, you will underestimate it until you try it. Exercise 2 is Mabu, the horse stance. At first glance, this sounds like nothing. A static stance, no movement, no reps, no weight. How is this supposed to be a workout? Try it for 3 minutes, then we'll talk. The horse stance is the absolute foundation of every Shaolin martial art. No monk in the world begins with kicks or strikes before they have learned to hold the horse stance. Not for minutes, for hours. The reason? Strength without a foundation is useless, and your legs are your foundation for everything. Stand with feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider. Bend your knees as if you were sitting on an invisible horse, thighs parallel to the floor. Back absolutely straight, gaze forward, and then you hold. With a normal set of squats, you know the number. 30 reps, 20, 15. That number in your head, that's your biggest enemy. It tells you when you're allowed to stop. The horse stance removes that number entirely. You simply hold. Your mind doesn't fight a number. It fights the pain itself. That is real resistance. Muscularly, it hits everything. Quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, inner thighs, calves. Everything you would otherwise train with 5 different machines in a single static position. Start with 60 seconds. Increase by 10 seconds every other day. When 3 minutes feel easy, go deeper. Same time, double the effect. Your entire lower body becomes extraordinarily strong without a single weight. Now comes exercise 3, the one I mentioned at the beginning. The one that looks like meditation at first glance, and at the same time the most scientifically underestimated form of training on this entire list. Exercise 3 is Zhuang, the standing pole. Most people will immediately dismiss this exercise, and that's exactly why they will never try it. And that's exactly why they will never understand what real body control means. Zhuang is a Qigong practice of the Shaolin monks. The monks recognized something early on that the modern fitness world ignores to this day. External strength without internal control is like a sports car without a steering wheel. Power is there, but you can't use it. So they systematically train the connection between breath, mind, muscle. Stand upright, feet shoulder-width apart. Raise your arms as if you were hugging a large tree. Hands at chest height, elbows slightly bent. Now breathe in deeply through your nose. Not with your chest, with your belly. The belly rises. The chest stays still. Hold briefly, then slowly exhale through your mouth. You hold this position throughout 5 to 10 minutes. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. That's not training, that's meditation. But after 3 minutes, you'll feel it in your shoulders, then in your back, then throughout your entire trunk. Your core, the deep layers of abdominal muscle, the obliques, the lower back, everything fires constantly just to hold the position and breathe correctly at the same time. The breath control you develop here transfers to every other exercise. Your handstand push-up becomes more stable. Your horse stance longer. Everything improves. There's also a reason why Shaolin monks do this exercise daily before they do anything else. It prepares the mind for training, not the body, mind. The mind. An unquiet mind produces unquiet movement. An unquiet movement is poor training. 5 minutes of Zhuang before every session changes the quality of everything that follows. Perform this 3 times per week, 4 sets of 3 to 5 minutes. When it gets easier, lower your arms slightly. Same time, double the load. Your internal control and core strength develop in ways traditional training never touches. Exercise 4 is Zhuang, the Shaolin push-up. Forget everything you know about push-ups. What the monks do is something fundamentally different. Zhuang literally means iron palm. In the basic version, you don't brace on your palms, but on the knuckles of your fist. That sounds like a minor detail. It isn't. Get into a push-up position. Make fists and brace on your knuckles. Shoulder width apart, body straight as a plank. 4 seconds down, 1 second hold, 4 seconds up. No momentum, no assistance. Just pure controlled muscle work. With a normal push-up, you use momentum. The muscles briefly relax at the top, briefly at the bottom, and that's exactly the moment your body recovers. Here, that moment doesn't exist. Zero relaxation. Every second under maximum tension multiplies the training effect in a way you wouldn't have thought possible. At the same time, the fist position strengthens your wrists and forearms in a way that normal push-ups won't achieve in 10 years. One exercise: chest, shoulders, triceps, forearms, core. That's your complete upper body pushing day. Perform this 3 times per week, 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps. Your upper body becomes completely transformed through this single movement. Exercise 5 is the only one on this list where I stopped after the first set because I thought it was broken. It wasn't broken. I was broken. Exercise 5 is Shaolin leg raises. Now let's talk about your core. Not crunches, something that actually works. Most core exercises are easy to cheat. With a crunch, the floor helps you. With a machine, the equipment helps you. Something is always supporting you, and as long as something supports you, you're never truly forced to fully activate your core. With the Shaolin leg raise, nothing supports you. Lie on your back. Slide both hands under your tailbone. Palms facing down. Lift your legs a few centimeters off the floor. From that moment on, they don't touch the floor again until the set is over. Head slightly back, chin tucked. Raise your legs slowly to 90 degrees. Lower them slowly back down. Ground contact, 0. Why is this so effective? Because you're balancing the entire time. If you lose concentration for a moment, your legs drop, your back lifts, the position collapses. That forces you into a level of muscle control you've never trained before. Your entire core, the deep layers, the obliques, the lower back, the hip flexors, fires without any interruption. Perform this 3 times per week, 4 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Advanced version, pause briefly at 45 degrees. Same reps, double the burn. Your core becomes absolutely bulletproof. And now the last exercise, the one nobody talks about, the one I almost cut from this video because I thought no one would take it seriously. I'm glad I didn't. Exercise 6 is the dragon tail kick. This is a dynamic movement straight from Shaolin Kung Fu practice, and it combines something no piece of equipment in the world can replicate. Mobility, balance, strength, and coordination, all in a single flowing movement. Stand upright, feet shoulder-width apart. Shift your weight entirely onto one leg. Swing the other leg slowly and in a controlled manner in a large arc. First backward, then forward, like a pendulum. At the same time, move your arms in the opposite direction. Leg goes forward, arms go back. No jerking, no momentum. Everything flows. Your hips, glutes, hamstrings, hip flexors, the small stabilizers around the ankle, everything works simultaneously in a movement that treats your body as a unit, not as a collection of muscle groups. That is the core of all Shaolin training. Most gym goers train muscle groups. The Shaolin monks train movements, and movements are what counts in real life. Perform this 2 to 3 times per week, 3 sets of 10 swings per side. The slower, the harder. The harder, the better. Your entire body moves as an integrated system. Here's how you build your complete workout from this. Monday, start with Zhan Zhuang as the opener. 5 minutes, then handstand push-ups and Shaolin push-up. 10 minutes total. Wednesday, Zhan Zhuang, 5 minutes. Then horse stance and dragon tail kick. Hold for 60 seconds, 10 swings per side. Friday, Zhan Zhuang, 5 minutes. Then Shaolin leg raises, 4 sets, done. 3 days, less than 1 hour total per week. You train your entire body with exercises that have worked for centuries. The reason why Zhan Zhuang exercise 3 comes first in the day, not as a warm-up, not as a supplement, as the foundation. The monks use this exercise to prepare the mind for training, not the body, the mind. An unquiet mind produces unquiet movement. An unquiet movement, it is poor training. 5 minutes of Zhan Zhuang before every session changes the quality of everything that follows. I've been doing this for several months now. The difference is not just visual, it's tangible, more stable, more controlled, stronger in the movements that actually matter. The Shaolin monks had no equipment, no supplements, no training plans with 8,000 variables. They had discipline, time, and 6 exercises. The gym was never the factor. You always were. The decision is simple. Chase equipment and complexity, or commit to 6 movements that have worked for 1,000 years. The commitment is sustainable. 3 days per week, 1 hour total. That's it. The results are inevitable. From wherever your strength is now to genuinely strong, from complicated to simple, from dependent to independent. Now perform your first handstand against a wall, hold your first horse stance, and I'll see you in the next video.